Start a business you control, family. Family, I want to talk to you just for a second about that. I was thinking about a few things today, and there's nothing wrong with having employment. There's nothing wrong with having business partners, with having multiple business partners, or a few different employment jobs. Ain't nothing wrong with none of that. But I think that we should start a business that we control, meaning you do all the ins and outs to it. You do all the networking and the development of the business. And it don't have to be a complicated business. Sometimes when people think business ownership or starting a business, the first thing they think of is something complicated. It don't have to be complicated, family. It really doesn't. It can be something quite simple, but I think a lot of times we complicate things by making it harder than what it really is. I think it's important to start a business this year in 2023 because everything falls everything falls on the individual as far as the taxes. If you don't have a business, like, the individual get taxed 3 to 4 more times than the business do. So we have to learn how to start a family. If it's you using your job and your title at your job, you create a business from your title of your job and form a business account and create an EIN and start having money flowing into that account, so that way you can be able to put yourself in another position. If it's moving, buying something, building business credit, relocation, coming to a new area, I think that is very important that we would start something that we control, fam. Like something that you control the income, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you have to work so hard. See, I understand that certain businesses you can actually start, get everything done, have it online, and you can have it set up where you really don't have to do nothing but pay the fees to keep it online and checking the accounts to take your money out and how much you made that year. Like, it can be that simple. Like, so it all depends on what type of business you're trying to start. But I would say this: start one. Start something this year, family, that you control. Now, I want you to also, go into some business relationships with some people that you can trust. There's nothing wrong with having multiple businesses. I just believe that as an individual, you should have one that you control, that you know the ins and outs to, that you can be able to control on your own without anyone saying anything. So I think that's important, especially now. I really think it's important now. And just wanted to say, for my beginner welders who's coming into the field, welding is a trade, family, that it doesn't have a cap. Some careers have a cap to it. And I say welding doesn't have a cap to it because you can start off as an employee, and then you can be the owner of a company, owner of a product, owner of a service that's needed wherever you might be at in the country. So with welding and how it's set up, family, with 4 different processes, salute. Thanks for checking in, family. With 4 different processes, you can pick what field you want to critique, and you can actually move yourself from one field to another field and do quite well, fam. A lot of things we have to learn, fam, because especially cultured, us Black Native Americans, we don't know a lot about financing. Pretty much everything that we know is wrapped around working hard, saving. That's pretty much it. But as far as building some generational wealth, how to start some trusts, how to make some investments, how to build businesses, we don't know. So we have to be students and learn this type of information, so that way we can change things for our kids and grandkids. And sometimes it might be your grandkids you save and not your kids. Sometimes your kids can be too far off, too far gone to save them. It is, I didn't see it happen, but you still, people still bless them, but sometimes your concern is the lineage. So you want to keep it going. And, just like I was watching some Rockefeller information about how he set up these trusts for his family that has been going now 11 plus generations, and everyone is benefiting off of an idea, off of something that he started. And that was his goal, to make sure his kids and grandkids and kids, his lineage, be taken care of and can't no one take advantage of him. He made it where, a person can only get certain things at a certain age and be able to do certain things with, and he turned life insurance policies into his own bank. So that way he can borrow money from himself, borrow money from the trust. So, I think that, family, as we know better, family, we have to do better, family. As we gain more information on financial literacy, family, we have to study and start breaking some old habits. Old habits we got of thinking one way, one-dimensional. So just wanted to say, man, I just wanted to tap in and just say that it's very important that we start a business that we can control from start to finish. And once you do that, it's going to give you some fundamental principles on how to do business, and then you'll start getting some other things off the ground. But we got to get that one, family. We got to get that one. We got to get something that we can call ours, that is actually not just saying, oh, I got an LLC. Nah, it's actually making money. You know what I mean? So, to have a business, I heard a guy say that, let me lock this in. I heard a guy say that if the business isn't making a profit, it's not a business. You see what I'm saying? He said, what business that has no sales that's in business? Not too many. Most of them go, once the sales get to going, they can't sell nothing, and the sales ain't coming in. Normally they go out of business. So keep that in mind, family, when you're building, when you're molding your brand or your new business that you're going to kick off this year. Gain all the information you can, and don't be stagnant. Make some progress, make some moves. Don't just stand still. Get this information, get the information and put it to work for yourself. Like I say, this is going to be a game changer this year, fam. So it's all up to us. As an individual, it's all up to us. And things can be better. But I do want to say this, while you're building your business and you're going through the vibes and the motions, enjoy the dash. Enjoy the process of building it and what you got to go through and the people you're going to meet and the things you're going to do, because once you get to a certain stage, the process is the most valuable part of it. The process is what grows you the most, is what builds you to believe that what you have is important, and it gives you more faith and audacity in yourself to say, hey, I can do this. I can do anything I put my mind to, because that's how you want to be. You want to be strong-minded. You want to be fully focused. I remember I used to tell my mom when I was in prison, stay focused, mama, stay focused. And when I got out of prison, my mom had that sign on her vehicle, and it said, stay focused. And sometimes, family, out here, it can get cloudy. It can, it can become a deception as far as what's really going on. So we have to remind ourselves of why we're doing it. It's kind of almost like you got to pinch yourself. Yeah, it's real. It's real. So I just want to say, start your business, start one you can own, learn all you can, so that way we can change things for our kids. It's not about us, only to a certain extent. As long as you're here, you got to take care of yourself. There's certain things you're going to do, but we have to think about that other generation, fam, especially black natives, because we don't have anything. We don't leave nothing behind but some material things. So we need to start creating some generational wealth for our kids to keep them from struggling. Create some things where they can actually be a part of that, and other than being a part of a system that's going to control them, that's going to belittle them, that's going to step on them. So if we can create something where our kids don't have to get oppressed or go through biases or prejudice, then that's what we should do. We should create something where where they won't have any the issues that we have. Not saying they won't face none, but it won't be as critical as what we face. So just want to say, start something, family. I don't know what your goal is or what direction you want to go in, but start a business you can control. I'm out, family.